So, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. So today I have a very special guest. Her name is Heidi Garrett. She facilitates peaceful resolution to conflicts and disputes. She's a licensed massage therapist, a Reiki master, a life coach. She's a lot of different qualifications. She's an author. So we'd like to hear a little bit more about what she does from the horse's mouth. Hi Heidi, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, Bryce. It's a pleasure chatting with you today. And yeah, definitely. It's really all those titles. What that really means is I help people find that inner peace so that they can actually produce outer peace in the world that they're in. And that's helping them find that peace, love, happiness, and success in all aspects of their life. So that's really, in a nutshell, what it's all about. The titles are all just the experience I had to get there.
Excellent. So for the people watching, I hope you're taking notes. I know I'm going to be taking some notes. It's a great person to learn from. And we're going to talk about all the different things she does and how you can really apply some of her tips to your life as well. You're going to notice I'm looking down a lot. That's because my screen is down and my camera is up. So I'm paying really close attention. You're just not going to see my eyes. Okay, guys, let's get started right with this. So Heidi, what was life like growing up for you?
It was a mixed bag. Like most people, I lived in the lower income of suburbia. They were just actually starting some homes over in Central Florida. And so it was mixed. It was a really great childhood as far as all the experiences I got to have, but there were also some challenges that I had to work through. So just like everyone else, it's part of being human, having human experiences. And it was definitely a lot to learn from.
So then when did you start getting into massage therapy?
Massage therapy actually started, ironically enough, I had a psychic reading done. And they told me I was going to become a Reiki master and learn Reiki and go back to school. And I'm going, I have no idea what Reiki is. So I started looking that up and realized that in the state of Florida, to be able to do that kind of energy healing work, I had to either be a licensed massage therapist or an ordained minister. Oh. At that time, I chose massage therapy. I'm actually both now, but that's the route that I took at that moment in time to be able to put that into practice.
That's cool. So I know that you kind of do both the life coaching and the massage therapy, and you kind of combine them in a really unique way. What inspired you to go from the massage to start, adding the life coaching modality?
Yeah, well, what happens is as you start working with people on the table doing massage, you realize most of the challenges and problems people have are not physical at all. They're usually mental, emotional, or spiritual. And that's the work that you really just can't do on a table. And that's where coaching comes in. That's where the consulting comes in. Because, we got to do it.
That's cool. So it's an upsell. So after giving a massage, you say, hey, we've been talking for a couple minutes. Would you like to do coaching as well? Is that usually how it
goes? Something like that. You start to see, wait a second, this pain in the neck is a real problem, and it's not physical. It's somebody else. They know exactly who they're talking about the second you say it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. So for the life coaching side, what problem are people generally coming to you for? Like, what are they trying to solve?
Actually, recently I started moving into more of a global exposure. So what I'm finding is people are looking for ways to move their life into the next stage of their life or self-improvement of some kind. And many people just don't even know what they don't know to where to even start. So what I'm finding is people are going, the light bulb goes on, it's as simple as this. And so when they're really looking for new challenges to overcome or finding that new identity that they didn't even know was possible is what I'm seeing is starting to show up more and more. Overcoming those fears, overcoming those challenges, especially today's society where there's so much inundated fear out there and separation, by seeing how they're not different, how they can be achieving anything they set their mind to, regardless of the challenges they have faced. It's incredible to see the results. Yeah.
What do you think are some lesser known causes of fear? Everybody blames the media, school. What do you think are some lesser, more insidious versions of these fear mongers?
Surprisingly, the biggest one is usually internal from growing up. As we mentioned, childhood. Our first 7 years of development develop our belief systems, and they're set in stone in most cases, and will create the behaviors and patterns we have for the rest of our lives. So we don't even know we're creating those fears. We don't even know we're creating these problems because they were programmed so early. And when we really start to find ways to overcome that, that's when change can really happen.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So do you always have to take them back first, or do you work future and then create some strategies? How do you usually work with them?
I generally work in the present because the present is the only thing you really have power to change. That being said, there's techniques, tools, and resources that we can utilize in the moment to go back to the past to change things and set up a plan for the future. But all of it has to start with taking ownership and taking responsibility, taking action right now. Because now, yeah.
What do you think is the hardest, is harder for most of your clients? Taking responsibility for what they have to do moving forward, or, I guess a couple questions, like, is it moving forward? Is it stop talking about the past? What do you think is the hardest thing for them to like kind of move forward?
Yeah, definitely it's holding on to the past, because we all have, again, those patterns from childhood that come back and they say, well, but you don't remember. You don't know what it's like to go through this. You don't know. This person did this to me. This person did that to me. And breaking that habit of speaking and thinking that it's someone else's fault and saying, well, you're really in charge of your life now. And taking ownership. That's a tough one. Yeah. Yeah. Especially for the ones.
Or is there a come to Jesus moment for that?
There's usually a come to Jesus moment when you really take that, like, let's really break it down. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? Where was going on in that instant? And they go, oh, yeah, I guess there really was, but
yeah,
getting there. Yeah.
yeah. I'm still mastering that balance of, when to be like, hey, let's stop talking about, this thing. I know this thing didn't work right now. I know that something happened to, but let's move forward.
Yeah. 5 minutes to learn, lifetime to master, right? It's an ongoing process.
So in your first couple sessions, how much of that is devoted to talking to the past? They try and do like 50% is talking about the past, and then you have to kind of turn that off from them, or what do you do for that?
I take each client individually at what they need. So some people jumping right in the past may not necessarily be what they need. Some people, it might be listening to specific types of audio programming or giving them certain affirmations. Some of them might be healing techniques, such as, I don't know if you ever heard of tapping techniques like emotional freedom technique or something along those lines I might utilize. Mm-hmm. So it depends on each individual situation on how we clear things out, move things forward.
Yeah. And then do you only work one-on-one, or are you moving into groups?
Actually, I'm doing many different things. I set up a membership site that allows people, regardless of where their situation is, to at least access some of the content and videos and inspiration that I have, so people can see firsthand information to give them encouragement, regardless of the price point. But I can do one-on-one as well, up to $5,000 per day, depending on what the circumstances and sessions are.
Yeah. I think you were saying that for that membership site, you have prices all the way from $5 to as far as they want, depending on how much they need, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's a month-to-month thing, so they get that ongoing coaching and mentorship. Of course, they can adjust it depending on what they need. I can do the online coaching like you've got going here with the meetings. At a certain point, it just depends on where they're at, what they can do, what they're interested in achieving at that moment.
So then, since you talked about going global, are you starting to move away from more of that in-person coaching and trying to expand out to the rest of the world, or are you still going to do a lot of in-person kind of coaching once you're still getting bigger?
I think most of it's actually going to be global. The video chats and everything. And that's what's really exciting, is I'm seeing so much of a positive response internationally, because at the core, we all have the same issues, the same challenges, the same fears, and seeing how it doesn't matter what their belief system is. It doesn't matter where they come from. They all have these same things that they want to overcome. And that's exciting that we can do that in this arena. But absolutely, there'll still be those one-on-one sessions here and there, speaking events and things along those lines that might show up, help people out, definitely.
This might be a weird question. Since you're doing it globally, are you utilizing, like, does Facebook automatically translate for you, or can you speak a different language? How does that work?
Yeah, it's really fun because what I'm learning is the translation helps a lot. I do have people that do speak different languages, so we do kind of work through some of that, but it's also learning to speak their language as well. So it's helping me to grow and expand even in my own experiences.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it's neat.
yeah. That means you just wow. Ooh,
Yeah.
that could be cool. That could be cool. But then, oh, you're
Yeah.
probably doing a lot. What language do you find is the most one that you're using right now? Spanish, French, Italian.
English, actually, because English is the international language for business. So on LinkedIn, everybody at least has some basic English. And then playing with words here and there to get to an understanding is where we kind of go with it.
Interesting. I've been getting recently like people just reaching out to me in like Spanish, or their
Yeah. Have
profile
you?
written exclusively in Spanish. Yeah, I'm like,
Interesting. Oh,
yeah.
I have had all languages. Yeah, I've had Farsi. I've had, you name it.
Uh,
It's been great. Yeah.
it's interesting to be able to like to get someone to sign up with you by using Google Translate to speak Spanish for an entire conversation. That's really,
Right.
the first time I did that, that was really exciting. Okay, so next thing, what's your vision for your coach? I know you said like you want to go global, but next 5, 10 years, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, the main thing is to get that membership going for people so that no matter what, everyone has access
Mhm.
internationally. I'd love to be able to set up a nonprofit, which is where this has actually been inspired from, so that I can go out there and integrate a lot of this information and knowledge all over the world. That would be my big, big, big dreams out there. But also, publishing the books, getting that available. There's a lot of little projects going on in my head at the moment.
Uh, that's
Yeah,
so like how many people, so for that membership side, I'm not familiar with the site that you're talking about. Is it
correct.
like they're able to, do you have to work with them on like a live Zoom chat? Is it like they're getting content in the form of like a course? What is your kind of setup for that?
Yeah, actually, this is a great site, especially for creative people that love to share their ideas, art, anything that goes into their imagination. They can post it on here. And my daughter was the one that told me about it because it's very popular for YouTubers.
Mhm.
And what I have it set up is I do have the video content that people can actually download and watch, and that's usually for the lower tiers. And then set up Zoom conversations like this, or if they want deeper one on one corporate training or something more personal, then there's also tiers for that as well. So there's a few little choices for them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how many like, I guess, what's your number? How many do you want to really have on there at one time? Have you ever thought about that or no?
There really is no limit
Uh,
because it just depends. I mean, I have a limit for the higher level ones where there's the personal one on one, simply because time only allows me so
yeah.
much. But as far as the video content and the other things, it's as much as people get exposed to and decide they want to participate in. There's no limit.
Yeah.
And that's the idea of it, is to make it as accessible to as many people as possible so we can really help bring the energy of the planet up. That's what it's all about.
That's pretty good. So, what is the nonprofit? What inspired the nonprofit? Is that just the overall goal is to bring the energy of the planet up? Were you just like always interested in nonprofits, or?
I have a friend who's gone a lot into the business side of things, the nonprofit side of things, but really what I like the idea of is being able to have a tool that's actually self-supporting to help people learn these skills, build these skills of success, happiness, inner peace. And there's many different facets to it, including even potentially creating a game app that they can go into,
Hmm.
but at a way that is affordable, accessible, and then can be, like, again, self-sustaining. So that's
Uh,
the ultimate idea behind it. I'm getting a lot of feedback from people all over the world that say they really want to have this kind of information for people that just don't know that they don't know. They don't have the tools and resource. But if they knew, wow, they'd be unstoppable. That would be exciting.
And how long do you like to work with someone for? Do you have like I like to work with people for 3 months to really start to see great change? Do you have to do 12 months? What do you usually work with one-on-one with?
Yeah, the one-on-one, I usually insist around 6 months minimum to a year because it takes time to change habits. And so, anything less than that, you really don't get to see much of the change.
Okay.
But of course, sometimes people just want a quick fix.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
never happens, but they think it does. Yeah.
So what happens 6 months to a year? Do you have a second program they join? Do they, or they just they're self-sufficient at that point?
That's a reassessment time. You look back and see, have they made the progress they want to make? Where are they at now? Are they looking to move forward? Did they achieve the goal that they wanted? You don't really know until you hit that point. Again, that's going to be different for every individual. So you can't say, okay, done, you're out of here.
Uh,
It doesn't work like that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Cool. So the next thing, I think what is success for you? I know it's enhancing can you give me a picture of what does success look like for you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And this is actually an ongoing tug of war because I know a lot of people look at success as what is the economic value of it. But what I look at is how do people's lives change for the better? So every time I get the feedback that I am a better person because you stepped into my life and inspired me and you helped lift me to achieve better, do more, become more, that to me is a success. When
Uh,
I know I've been present, been authentic, given my best that I can give and see the positive impact that it's having, that's success to me. And
mm,
it's awesome. Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. So then, I think you have a couple books out. You were telling me about that earlier. Can you talk about some of that?
Yeah, they were experimental books is the best way to put them out there because one of my lifetime dreams, and actually since childhood I've been writing as long as I've been able to hold a pen. And so I created these books, Finding Happiness, Finding Wealth, and Finding Happiness, Finding Health. And they're both basically tools for success that I've used for myself to find inner happiness. I published them a few years ago, back in 2016, actually,
Mhm.
through Amazon and Kindle. But you could get a hard copy as well. And like I said, it was kind of a fun experiment to see what does it take to start, create, and complete writing a book. And it was fantastic. So yeah, it's like, okay, I did it. I made it real. So if I can do it, anybody can. It's pretty cool.
Can they purchase the books on the membership site too? Does it have that option, or is it only virtual stuff they can buy?
They can buy it through Amazon, through Kindle, through the Barnes and Noble website online. I don't have it on the membership site
Oh,
as of yet because
could
I
you if
only
you
just
wanted to?
started that site in October. Yeah.
Okay, I was just selfishly asking for that for audience members because that'd be
No,
kind of
no
cool to
worries.
have some of my clients be like, yeah, so you don't have to get an e-commerce website or have to pay the 15% Amazon fee and the advertising fee and just put on your Patreon. So that'd be kind of cool actually. Cool.
Yeah, something to think about for sure. Thanks.
So then let me ask you this. So you said you had an upcoming one that you're in the process of putting out into the world. What is that one going to be about?
The Success Magic has been an ongoing project I've been doing for a few years in the back of my mind. But now, what happened in October is I decided to really step up my personal journey and game with consulting and began what I called a peace walk. So really, I'm going to be bringing all of these things together of my personal experiences and how all of these experiences achieve success and what the challenges are to overcome them and how to move forward and see where the journey the journey is the success. It's not the results as much, and that's what it's going to be mostly about. It's pretty exciting.
Mm. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I think we're good on the question. I know it was a bit short of an interview than usual, but I think that we covered some pretty great stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot there. Absolutely.
Let me
Yeah,
ask
and
you.
there's so much more you could talk about when it comes to what I do. It's really hard to measure it specifically in just coaching or consulting because the other aspects are energy work and inner work, which don't really translate directly into the usual concepts of coaching and consulting.
Why
Yeah.
is that? Just because it's different, or why is that?
It's focusing on more the subtle energies of people. So I don't know if you've ever heard of anything like Qigong. And I know we talked about Reiki. I
Yeah.
don't know if you people know much about what
Are
that
you
is and
talking
how
about
that.
like for Qigong, you're talking about like they do it in martial arts, don't they, in some places?
They do
Yeah.
actually. It's kind of, as a matter of fact, I am also a Qigong facilitator, among many things, right?
Yeah.
But it because all of this stuff is all the inner work that changes everything. So when you're really focusing all of that energy work, that's when the transition happens. But again, it's not obvious. It's internal subtle stuff.
So then, is that harder to do when you're not directly in front of the person?
Not necessarily, because just like on Zoom, as long as you can do that inner breathing and eye contact, you can do the work. I mean, distance healing is not uncommon. It's really, the more I know about the science of it, the more it just fascinates me that we're all connected. And so really it's just about changing our inner vibration and creating a vibrational match with the person next to you to help bring them up.
Okay, that's what I was asking. I was like, is it something that you
Yeah.
can feel, or is it something that you can observe, or that's kind of cool? Never really
Oh,
talked to someone who does that virtual, Qigong and virtual energy stuff. That's pretty cool.
oh, it is so cool. Yeah, I love it. I love the healing aspect.
Do you
It's
have any, what's a quick exercise someone can do for Qigong breathing that can raise their energy?
Oh, perfect. And actually, I do this exercise in a lot of my videos. So, the first thing I would always say is breathing is everything. So, no matter what is happening, we could even do this right now if you want.
Okay.
Take a moment and just kind of relax. Take a deep breath in. And as you do it, just hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds. And now exhale slowly, just releasing any of your fear, worry, doubt, stress, anxiety, anything you might be feeling inside, just blow it all out. Breathe in again. Breathing in peace, love, happiness. Feel it filling up all the cells of the body, moving around to everything around you. And then exhale. Slowly, as you exhale, feel it moving into like a sphere of energy about you.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's always the hardest thing is holding the breath in on the second one for a little bit longer.
Just a little bit, but
Yeah.
about 3 seconds at least, just to
I
kind of feel it.
like
Yeah.
when we used to do martial arts, they always do the holding it in a little bit longer, and I'm like, I took such a deep breath
Uh,
that it's like you overtook in the air and just like struggling to hold it in for that couple seconds. Breathing out for a long time is not hard though.
it isn't when you understand it. The biggest secret is learning to breathe through the belly and holding it in the stomach area. Because then when you do, you can hold that breath for as long as you can imagine, actually. It's
Uh,
pretty amazing. Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah, so when you're breathing in, holding the stomach. Interesting. Yeah, not the
Yeah. It's
chest.
almost as if you swallow it down, if you can imagine. It's kind of, yeah.
Huh? That's kind of cool. I'm glad we took the time to delve kind of into that. What inspired you to get into that, into the Qigong kind of stuff?
That one actually was for continuing education credits here in Florida because they offered a program where they have a national event every year here in Florida for Qigong.
Uh-huh.
And I decided to take it up and see what it was about because it was an affordable way to get continuing education. But it was fantastic. I felt the energy right away, and I was able to apply it into the practice that I was doing for massage. And then I was like, now I wasn't crazy when I was doing the Tai Chi exercises. I could see it. It is real. Okay. So
Mhm.
I started really doing that, learned training through one of the facilitators, mentors that was teaching this course. And, applying it every day is fantastic.
That'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool. Do you have a Tai Chi one on your membership site or no?
I have not put any Qigong or Tai Chi on there at this point in time. I mean, it's still brand new. Like I said, I'm adding content every day, figuring out where everything's going to fit, what everything's going to be doing. It's still at the baby stages, but it's
Okay.
growing. Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were talking
yeah,
about like the offer that particular one was in the baby steps. Okay, cool. That
yeah,
makes
yeah.
more sense now. Okay, because okay. Cool. You kept saying baby. That was in the baby steps. I thought you were talking about like one of the products we were talking about earlier.
No,
What was
it's
the
just
baby
a
step?
brand
Okay.
new site. It's
Cool.
it's literally only been up since October, but yeah, we're adding something new. Every week I'm adding 2 or 3 things at least to the site.
Oh.
So
So
yeah.
how are you how is it easy or hard for you to balance client load with course updates and stuff like that? Is that hard for you or no?
It's a work in progress
Uh,
because what I'm learning to do is I have to dedicate literally my morning time is my creative time for creating the content, getting it posted, finding the time in the afternoon to do the networking, promoting the projects, and of course, setting up the meetings like this and doing the coaching, fitting it in there. So yeah, we're working on it.
uh,
Yeah.
so what are some things that you're doing to grow your LinkedIn accounts?
The biggest thing is interacting with every single person that I connect with. So every time somebody says hi to me or connects with me, I make sure I contact them. I share a little bit of my free content that I actually have through the membership site. So there are a few videos that people can actually watch. It doesn't cost anything. It gives them a glimpse of what I'm about. And really just playing full on LinkedIn to interact with people because it is a social networking site, but it's a business social networking site. So you get a chance to see people in a different perspective.
Yeah.
That's the big thing that I've been doing. Plus, of course, word of mouth is always huge.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to just continuously grow it because LinkedIn doesn't let us grow as fast as we would like. So I'd
Right.
like to be at like 30,000 new followers by end of like probably by June this time next year. But
Gotcha.
right, my big account is like at like 10,000, small ones at like close to 1,000. So we're gonna try and see how much faster we can go. But it's
I had someone tell me something really profound, and she had over 13,000 at the time of contacts. And we were sitting down for a one on one, and she said, it's not really as important how many you have
uh,
as it is how much you interact with them.
mhm,
And she said, if you really take the time to interact with these people individually, one on one, I think it has a more profound impact than the volume. So I've been focusing more on that. Not that I don't have
uh,
a good size of influence, I do, because I've been on the site for years and it's constantly growing every day. But
uh,
now I don't have to work as hard at it
yeah.
and still can build those relationships.
Yeah. Yeah, oh man, that's the reason why I even created the group was so I didn't have to talk to everybody individually. We can still
Yeah.
get great engagement. So that's been very helpful for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, just when the client load builds up and stuff and we're moving our marketing, individually talking to everybody one on one can get a little
Yeah, that's where I find it gets a little tricky. It's like, okay, at some point I'm gonna have to have a team.
yeah, I mean I have like 50 messages in my inbox right now that I haven't opened. I'm like,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And then content. How much content do you put out? Not in the membership site, but on just your other social media.
Um, yeah, actually they all tie in together. So I do newsletters that I send out. As a matter of fact, I just posted one today that talked about a promotion I'm doing, but there's every time I create something, I'm always sharing it with as many of the different sites that I have available as well. So
Okay.
how much is kind of hard to say. Usually 1 or 2 things, hopefully a day, but it's at least within the week there's a few out there. But there's just not enough hours in a day to do everything.
Yeah, I was one thing that we've been really working on the past couple of months is a strategy where it's like no direct outreach. So we don't reach out to people, but we still, grow our business based on the content. So we put
Yes.
one piece of content, but then we have to leverage growing the audience either by shooting ads at it or by doing interviews like these and then getting people come back to our regular content, get them to join the network. Then they reach out to me and they want to pay me money. It's just like interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still learning to find the right mode and fit for everything because this is a whole new direction for me as far as the social media influence.
Yeah.
Most of mine had always been word of mouth, one-on-one kind of contact through the massage. So it's a growing process for sure.
Yeah, because like for me, the hardest thing right now is there are just so many people talking about they do marketing help. They get into business
Yes.
for like 6 months, and everybody's had a digital marketer who's either burned them or something like that, you know?
Right.
So it's like, you got to be able to kind of heal people from the past.
Yes.
Well,
Something like that. Yeah, definitely. Like you do, because there with so much information out there and so many different types of people, that is one of the bigger challenges. How do you discern who's really there to help you and who's out there just to make a few extra dollars or to take
but
advantage of the circumstances? Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting, you know. It's just really interesting because um you know, because there's just so many different types of people, right? So some people are very, very like optimistic. They're gonna be like, yeah, dude, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Other people, you send a connection request saying, "Hi, my name is Bryce." They're like, "What are you trying to sell me?" So it's
Right.
funny
Yes.
to
Mhm.
see that. Yeah, I'm like, I don't really want to sell you anything right now because I don't even know, you know, I don't know if I
Yes.
like you.
Exactly. Yeah, I was when
Ooh.
people started doing the marketing out the very first time, it's like, you should at least buy me dinner first.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
but you know what the trick is with that though? The people who
Yeah.
need the help right now, those people love that message.
Yes,
The
they do.
so it's like you have to being able to balance the 3% with the 97. I
Yes.
mean, like just today, a woman's like off the connection message. Oh, it looks like you're really good at what you do. I see some of your testimonials. Can you help me out? Versus
Right.
somebody, yeah. So it's like, you know, appeasing versus making some cash, right? Collecting.
Yeah, and you're not really selling anything because you already have that there, which makes the world of difference as opposed to trying to sell something it shows right away.
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, because you can tell who the best sellers are based on, you know, how easily they're closed themselves. They always talk about like I don't know, do you know who Grant Cardone is?
I am not familiar with them, no.
He's this really really big marketing person. He's his claim to fame is he's a sales trainer. He's like, I'm worth X amount of money. If you call me on the phone for anything, I'm probably gonna buy from you. Just because he was just like, just because I just love closing, I love the process of transferring money and stuff like that. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
the clients that are the hardest for me are the ones who you have to kind of help them remove that shame from selling
Yes.
situations. And it's very interesting, you know. That's cool.
Yeah. What I have noticed with that specifically is helping people to understand that we really are all in sales anyway.
Mm,
And it's not no matter what you're selling, even if it's
yeah,
just selling an idea or selling the fact that you want a relationship, whatever it might be, you're selling. And when
yeah,
they can get that mindset that that's what it is, then you can shift it to how are you helping people? How are you serving people? And that's really what we're all here to do.
exactly. One woman was like, "Yeah, I'll connect with you if you promise not if you don't sell me anything." I said, "You just tried to sell me right there."
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to sell you anything. If you want it, great. If not, that's okay too.
Yeah. How do you balance you know, when to turn someone away who's not either a good personality fit or someone who you would know would either get on your nerves or just you wouldn't want to work with long term? Do you send them to the membership site or do you just be like, sorry?
Yeah, I always look at again, part of the energy work is learning how to help shift their energy to a place where they can be someone I can work with. So it might start with, yes, sending them to the membership site first. Maybe say, okay, you need to watch these videos. And I might start with something very basic that they can access easily, freely, that I don't necessarily have to do too much interaction with. And then as they start to progress from there, working on a deeper level.
Hmm.
And if honestly, if somebody's just not a right fit, they're not a right fit. Because let's face it, we're not there for everyone. Everybody's got their own personality, their own traits, and what they're looking for, and that's why we have so many different types of people teaching the same message in a different language.
How long before you start, either getting employees or start getting people to help you out with your stuff?
Well, I'm hoping I could get that going within the next 3 to 6 months. But, I'm still at the baby stages of it, like I said. So as soon as I can get that going to a point where I can do so, I'll be on it.
Is it about the money, or is it just about not having enough stuff for them to do at this point?
Well, actually, I have people already helping me, believe it or not, with the book writing. I've got a ghostwriter who's editing and helping me look at different things. And so I have to go back and retract. And I have people that are marketing for me on a commission base. So in that way, it's already being established. It's just keeping it going and building it up, definitely.
Is that for the book you have them doing the commission base, or is that for all your coaching? Is commission? They have commission.
It's the coaching as well. Anytime you get
muted.
First thing I'll say to them is, hey, this is how you can help me. And if you put this, that you refer them when they sign up, I'm going to give you a percentage of the benefits of it. And that takes the excuse right away from saying, well, you need to give me money. Well, no, I don't. But this is how we can help each other get what you need.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. Policy. The commission-based thing is really hard unless they are. Have you gotten that to successfully work for you yet, or no?
Not yet, because like I said, I just brought it out. But the main reason I do that is to weed out the ones that really truly want the help, or the people that just want the handout.
Yeah. The balance with that, right? Because I have some commission-based lead gen, is that I would have to see what you're doing in order to even work with that. But unless they're getting the content from you and then sharing that to their audience directly, it's really hard for them to go and build a relationship that, like, for coaching wise.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like if specifically for coaching, if it's something like accounting, where I can just be like, yeah, I work with this firm. Do you want to work with us? Schedule the consultation. Where it's black or white, then the commission is so much easier. For example, I can talk to 75 people for one of the accountants I work for or work with, and she gets a client, right? With my coach, they can get on the phone. The person's just not a good fit, even though the person literally says, hey, I'm trying to give you money. And that's why it's a little hard for that. But,
Yeah, no, it's more along the lines of the content that I'll do the commission based, because the membership site, for example, can be something I can definitely give rewards for, those type of things. But yeah, obviously when you're doing the coaching one-on-one and setting all that up, how do you measure that? You really can't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to go honor system or plug them into your cart or whatever. But it's a little bit harder, especially like if you do it for a therapist because of EPHI. And HIPAA kind of compliance. So that can
exactly.
But exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's more the content base that I actually use more the commission focused on.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. The virtual assistants, they really help. At least for me, I have 5 working with me currently. And
nice.
It takes a lot of time out of the equation, so I don't have to do a lot of different tasks. I've kind of narrowed down the tasks that I'm doing per day anyway, but it's great. Yeah, let me know if you want to find out more about the virtual assistant kind of stuff. But
definitely.
Yeah. Thanks so much for doing this interview, Heidi. I really appreciate you. Hopefully my audience has gotten some great information out of this, either how to start a successful membership site, how to start, either figuring out who your current clients are, figuring out who you're going to work with, and all the different opportunities that are available with you, whether you want to do, one-on-one only, whether you want to go global, help out the world, raise their energy level, and raise their vibration.
Raise the vibration. Yeah, definitely. Let's make the world a little bit of a happier place, more peaceful, more fun, right?
Exactly, yeah. So
Yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed watching this material as much as we enjoyed creating it. If you want to start moving towards, either freedom or success or the business that I assume that you got into business for, I recommend that you go join my group called Uncapped Growth Strategies. Inside, just like the name suggests, we're going to be giving you everything that you need: strategies, flowcharts, live interviews like this. Well, it's not live now, but it was live when we filmed it, and free training that's going to allow you to kind of move forward in the right direction. Have a great day. Take it easy and see you soon. Ooh, one more thing. Where can they find out more about you?
Excellent. Yeah. The membership site to check out. And like I said, there's tons of free content there as well, is www.patreon, spelled patreon.com/Aurora Light Life. And that can check out everything that's there. They can definitely reach out to me. I'm on LinkedIn as well, so anybody can always reach out to me on LinkedIn also.
Let me I think I'm on your account or whatever. Yes. How do you spell your name so people can look up on LinkedIn?
Yeah, Heidi Garrett, HeidiGarrett.
Excellent. Okay, guys, look her up. Hopefully, I can't wait to see you either in the next video or inside the group. Have a great day. Take it easy. And recording is stopped in 3, 2, 1.